In this week's episode, we're going to be talking about how to have a money routine. Why is a money routine so important when you work for yourself? Well, the main thing is about creating stability and structure. There are a lot of unknowns when you are starting a business. You're probably facing a lot of different decisions or maybe challenges in your personal life. And without a structure, it's very easy for things to kind of become this wild ride of ups and downs. And especially around money, like there can be a lot of fear, right? Because it's connected to our sense of survival and really our sense of security about the future. And I know from personal experience because I quit my Fortune 500 job at 35, walked away from everything and started over, and I hadn't started a new income stream. So I knew at the beginning that my bank account was probably going to be going down, not up. So I have both kind of known, technically or professionally, what you should do. At the same time, I've ridden those emotional waves myself, and also have helped creatives and small business owners for the last 4 years, kind of navigating through also having or getting some numbers around their business and kind of a plan. And I can tell you that especially with all the clients that I've worked with, by having a structure, by having some numbers and something to focus on, it really does bring a sense of calm and relaxation and more of like a flow into your days, your weeks, your months, when you know what the plan is and you check in every week instead of, again, just like kind of throwing things out there, hoping that it works. And after 3 months, you look back and you don't really know where you are or what's working or anything, or even like how much money has gone out or has come in because you don't have a structured routine. So in this video, I'm just going to walk through what kind of the 3 key parts of having a money routine is. And I'm going to show you that this doesn't need to be complicated, doesn't need to take a lot of time. This is going to help, again, bring a lot of calm and structure to working for yourself. So let's jump in. Step number 1 in your money routine is the foundation. So this is the part where you're going to decide for the next 6 months what product or service you're going to focus on to help you meet your money goals. It's also when you're going to get clear on exactly how many sales you need to make to cover your basic expenses or cover your basic lifestyle, and then also what your goal is. So if you're just getting started, it might be just to, cover the minimum. But if you're getting going in your business, you might have, bigger goals. So just getting clear on how many sales, like what your goal is. Now, if you're also right at the beginning of your business, this is also the time when you're going to, number 1, be getting clear on, it might even be like the country where you're going to register your business. Usually this is the same place as you're living, but if you are planning to travel, to move, you may want to consider the right place to register your business. Now, when you register your business, that is also the right time to get clear on or to set up your bank accounts. So you want to be separating your personal and your business money, getting those accounts set up right from the start. This is going to avoid so much chaos, so much stress later. So you have one business bank account where when you get paid, the money comes in, and when you're making business expenses, it goes out of that account. So part of doing that is also getting clear on what you can actually deduct as a business expense for tax reasons. So once you have that clear list, those items can go through your business bank account. Anything else should go through, on a different account. And then it's also getting clear on how you're going to legally pay yourself. I know that might sound a little bit confusing, but these are things that are really important because they can have tax implications, they can have other legal implications. If you just get clear on all this stuff at the beginning, the foundations, it's going to save so much time, so much stress, anxiety later. And then finally, for the foundations, is probably just a few clear contracts, maybe insurance, some legal protections. Get those set up for the product or service that you're focusing on, and then you're good to go. Now, you might want to, or normally you want to repeat part of this foundation every 6 months, which is to just consider, are you going to still keep focusing on the same product or service? Maybe you're going to adjust it. In the 6 months, again, you're going to be testing, you're going to be going after your sales goals. So 6 months is a great time frame to kind of get feedback, give yourself enough time to gain momentum. But also, for example, if there are things you're not enjoying or you want to, shift it up a bit, then in 6 months review and set new goals, set new challenges, but try your best to make progress, because again, income coming in is still going to buy you more time, and it's going to give you another 6 months to pivot and to try new things if you want to at the end of those 6 months. So that's number 1, which is the foundational part of your money routine. Step number 2 in the money routine is the monthly check-in. Now, you can do this more often than once a month if you do have a lot of transactions going in and out of your business bank account. You might want to do it every week, but generally once a month is enough. And the goal of this part of the routine is to check in where you are versus your original plan. So based on your sales target, compare, how much in total came in, how much in total went out. And then once you have that, you want to take a look at how much you need to set aside for tax. And then after that, then you'll be able to see how much is left that is yours from the sales that you made. Now, I think once a month usually is enough to do this, and this is also the time to just reflect on if you managed to follow your plan, did you reach out to enough potential clients, things like that. And if you do want to pivot or shift your plan for the next month, you have a scheduled review of, again, where you are, you're keeping track. You have your new start point, and then you make a new plan and you head into the next month. So you're going to keep repeating this part of the plan for the full 6 months. And then at the end of the 6 months, you can do a 6-month review and then go back to the foundational part of the routine, do a reset, and start this all over again. Part number 3 of the money routine, the last part, is your annual filing or your tax return. Now, if you do follow the part 1, the foundation, and the 6-month planning period, and then part number 2, which is your monthly check-ins and setting aside some tax each month, then this last part of the routine should be very simple, very easy. In most countries, you do want to use probably an accountant or someone to help file your tax return, but really all it is sending your bank accounts to the list of transactions from your business bank account. At the beginning in the foundation, you went through what can be deducted for tax, so that should be fine, but you probably you might get a last check off that those are fine, and then you're going to end up transferring the money that you set aside for tax, just getting a final amount that you're going to need to transfer and pay, and that's basically it. So hopefully this doesn't seem too overwhelming. I do know that sometimes there's a lot of questions around, okay, but for my specific situation, what makes sense, what can I actually deduct, and how do I actually do this? I have created a guide which can help you with personalized information. So you don't have to learn everything, you don't have to take a course, you can just literally answer some questions. It's with using Claude, basically creating a personal assistant. You can give it your information. It will help walk you through how to set up your accounts properly, what is tax deductible, and basically the things that I went through in this video, but personalized for you. If you are interested, I'll put the link in the description. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I hope this is helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.